Hi, welcome to Atlantis CMS building a module part 2. Let's continue with building our library module. And the first thing you probably noticed that I added a new route. It's a group. It's more or less for convenience. And since Laravel 5.3, the routes are explicit, so we are going to comment this out and we're going to be working with this group. It's much more easier. I just prefixed the group with the URL of the module, and the first controller that resolves is the library admin controller with the method of getIndex. Although it's not necessarily to name your modules like this, methods like this, I'm just naming them for convenience, so it's easy for me later on to go back and figure out what's what. And the next part after this is you want to go to your models, and you're gonna see that by default you have a couple of files built by the module builder and a repository. We don't force you to use that model, but our best practices, and this is how we do it. We enable a base model, which we use the fillable. So I just listed here all the fields that are needed, and then we build a repository. So the idea here is that the repository works with a model without actually knowing what the model is or does. It just interfaces with the model. So later on you can change or do other stuff with that, and your repositories will still be working. I'm not gonna go through this video how to validate or do anything like that with Laravel Validator. There's plenty of resources out there. I'm just gonna show here that we have a repo that has a create method and messages and validates things in some just very basic methods built out. The part here you're gonna the interesting part is that here in your messages there's a namespace of library, and you gotta know that each module comes with all the messages or the validation messages already pre-built. You might have them, you might not. You might want to add additional validation messages of yours. It's fine, but by default they are commented out. And if you want to enable them, you need to go to the to your provider and go all the way down and uncomment this line. So the translation, all translations from the directory namespace library. Everything will be pre-filled for you here. You just need to uncomment that line. We will go back to the provider later. So that being said, our repository is already built. It's hooked up here and all that. Your module by default will come with a file called blank, which is just an HTML structure to help you bootstrap a module. Again, you don't have to use it if you don't want to. For us, it's just a way to keep the modules looking consistently, and it's just a convenience thing. And the other convenience thing is that you're gonna notice in a lot of our modules, we use a data table to display data. There's a helper that you can use. You can get it from the sources. It's called data helper, and normally you need to build a class that extends it. I normally put this into a models folder, and it's we're not gonna go through all of that right now. You can go back and see in the source how it's all set up, but it's basically will help you build a data table to use in your modules. Obviously we don't want this to be called blank, so let me just rename this to let me just rename this to, let's call it main, for example. Search constant strings refactor. Okay, so This didn't rename. Factor. There you go. It's called main now. Then we're gonna go back to our admin controller, and we want to rename this to be main. I'm gonna save that, and let's go back one step here. You're gonna see it's just an empty structure. There's nothing in here. So enable to put the data tables in there, I'm gonna go to here. It's right here, and I'm gonna invoke the helper like this. I want these helpers data table set, and here we need the namespace of our class that implements the data table. And then we save. And then we go back here. Oops, something went wrong. So let's see what the error is. Oh, class. We need to add class here that implements a class. Okay, let's go back. There you go. We have a data table running. We'll continue the next part of showing you how to build adding and editing data. Thank you.